Today, we're diving deep into the biggest homebuyer concerns that we're seeing in the market. Hello, my friends. Katie Day with the MOVEMETOTX Team, a real broker here in Houston, Texas. As a real estate agent in Houston, my team helps families move into and around the greater Houston area. Last week, Fannie Mae released their Home Purchase Sentiment Index. Though the survey showed that 77% of respondents believe that it's a good time to sell, it also confirms what many are sensing in the market. An increasing number of Americans believe that it's a bad time to buy a home. The percentage of those rated saying it's a bad time hit 64%, up from 56% last month and 38% last July. The latest Home Purchase Sentiment Index explains that consumers also continue to cite high home prices as the predominant reason for their ongoing and significant divergence in sentiment toward home buying and home selling conditions. While all surveyed segments have expressed greater negativity toward home buying over the last few months, renters who say they are planning to buy a home in the next few years have demonstrated an even steeper decline in their home buying sentiment than homeowners. It's likely that affordability concerns are more greatly affecting those who aspire to be first-time homeowners than other consumer segments. Let's look closely at the market conditions that impact home affordability. A mortgage payment is determined by the price of the home and the mortgage rate on the loan used to purchase it. Lately, monthly mortgage payments have gone up for home buyers for two key reasons. The first, mortgage rates have increased. They've increased from 2.65% in this past January to 2.9% today. And second, home prices have increased. They've increased by 15.4% nationwide over the last 12 months. Because of these two rising factors, a home may be less affordable today, but it doesn't mean that it's not affordable at all. 3 weeks ago, Adam Data released their second quarter 2021 U.S. home affordability report, which explained that the major ownership costs on the typical home as a percentage of the average national wage had increased from 22.2% in the second quarter of 2020 to 25.2% in the second quarter of this year. They also went on to explain, still, the latest level is within the 28% standard that lenders prefer for how much homeowners should spend on their mortgage payments, home insurance, and property taxes. In the same report, Tad Tata, the chief product officer, confirms that average workers across the country can still manage the major expenses of owning a home based on lender standards. It's true that the monthly mortgage payments are greater than they were last year, but they're not unaffordable when compared to the last 30 years. While payments have increased dramatically during that several decade span, if we adjust for inflation, today's mortgage payments are 10.7% lower than they were in 1990. So what does this all mean for you? While you may not get the home buying deal that someone you know got last year, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't still buy a home. Here are some alternatives to buying and the trade-offs that you'll have with each. Number one, you'll rent instead. Some may consider renting to be the better option. If you are looking to move away from the Houston area soon, it likely may make sense for you to do a rental now rather than investing in a home. If you're planning on living here for the foreseeable future, the monthly cost of renting a home is increasing. According to the July National Rent Report from Apartment List, so far in 2021, rental prices have grown a staggering 9.2%. To put that in context, in previous years, growth from January to June is usually just 2 to 3%. After this month's spike, rents have been pushed well above our expectations of where they would have been had the pandemic not disrupted the market. So, if you continue to rent, chances are your rent will keep increasing at a fast pace. That means you could end up spending significantly more of your income on your rental as time goes on, which could make it even harder to save for a home. Alternative number two, you'll wait it out. Others may consider waiting for another year or longer and hoping that purchasing a home will be less expensive then. So let's look at that possibility. We've already established that a monthly mortgage payment is determined by the price of the home and the mortgage rate. A lower monthly payment would require one of those two elements to decrease over the next year. However, experts are forecasting the exact opposite. The Mortgage Bankers Association projects that mortgage rates will be at 4.2% by the end of next year. And the Home Price Expectations Survey, a survey of over 100 economists, investment strategy people, housing market analysts, they all call for home prices to increase by 5.12% in 2022. Based on these projections, let's see the possible impact on your monthly mortgage payment. As you can see in this chart, the cost of a home today could be, say, $350. with a 10% down payment of $35,000. With a mortgage of $315,000 at a 2.9% mortgage rate, you're looking at a monthly payment of $1,311 for principal and interest. If you waited until next year, prices go up by 5.12%, then you'd be paying $367,000, almost $368,000. Your 10% down payment would be $1,800 more, and a $331,000 mortgage at a 4.2% interest rate would be $1,600. So if you wait, you potentially pay more for a home, you'd need a larger down payment, and also pay a higher mortgage rate. While $300 a month may not seem like a lot, you'd end up paying an additional $3,696 each year over the life of the mortgage. Bottom line, while you may have missed the absolute best time to buy a home, waiting any longer may not make sense. Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American, says it best. Affordability is likely to worsen before it improves, so you should try to buy now if you can find it. If you're still watching and you're considering moving to Houston, I hope this video helps you in your search. If you like this video, subscribe to learn more about what it's like to live here in Houston. If you're looking to move to Houston, give us a call today. And again, my name is Katie Day, and I'll talk to you soon.